Dire's courier has been killed.
Hurt him a bit. Gyro is having a hell of a lane.
Wonder what Heroic's planning for this game. Like, obviously when you're playing a tiny lineup, you have to control the power runes. If you don't get your hands on them, it's not the biggest loss in the world, but you also gotta pray you get good runes, right?
Oh, is he solo killing him? Help is coming.
Whispers.
From Whisper.
Yeah. Bring in the Magnus for some extra punch. I mean, Earthspirit is a pretty strong hero.
He can fight.
Oh, the tier 2 tower. Oh.
What did you expect?
Maybe that was the plan all along. Like, don't allow him to escape. Have the skewer ready. Not really planning on a 4-minute tier 2 push.
Yeah, tier 2 just hurts way too much. Yuma is applying so much pressure on 33, and he's not gonna stop. He has the afterburner. It's very, very quick.
That's what they wanted to do on Heroic side, right? They wanna match the aggression.
Going for this.
They want to match the aggression.
Yep, I like it. I like what they're doing.
This looks more like the Heroic that we're used to watch.
Exactly, right? Everybody would think, what the hell are they doing, TPing their offlaner to the mid lane? But it worked out. He's top of the network chart. He saved his body in the mid lane, killed the enemy mid laner. All is good. Who says you have to play Dota in a certain way? I think it was OpenAI that showed us that you don't really need a carry. Remember how everybody farmed there, and those AIs even beat some of the best pro teams in the world? Granted, they were cheating because you blink into to echo slam them and they ult you, right, or instantly go BKB, which is not possible to do from a human perspective. But either way,
yeah.
BZM, he's gone again. This is really bad.
Not the best start for him, but Analog's very happy with how these sequences are going. Getting himself another kill. This time it was Schofield showing up for this lane. We're talking about the tiny crash landing facet as well. 95% of all tiny games. I mean, there was a time when Insurmountable was the facet choice for all carry tinies.
When fast landing came out.
Crash landing was 2 and 4. Crash landing. But you and I, we cast a game where we had an Insurmountable pause 4 tiny, and holy, that was bad.
Yeah, it was really bad. This time, laning stage not going well for Tundra. It is Heroic that are controlling the tempo. That's pretty important for them. When you're playing this kind of a lineup that needs to, 1, with the Shadow Shaman take down towers, and 2, with the Tiny get kills, you want to be slightly ahead. Either in levels or in gold, doesn't matter. Just you need something to go well. 33.
Ton of damage there from Yuma again. Really utilizing the power of that rocket barrage. And continues to go. I mean, he picked up the afterburner, right? So Yuma's got a ton of extra movement speed every time he gets a connection with his Q, and people are unable to run away from him. You see on the other side, BZM is moving in. I think Whisper might have had a moment. He realizes that the Earth Spirit's coming in.
Both of the Wisdom runes are going to be
for the runes here. Wisdoms for Analog and Yuma, so double for Heroic. Saksa gets a kill on King Jungle. BZM, you're under a tier 2 tower again!
He likes those. He really does like those, but I think he's gonna start disliking them fairly soon.
Like, he's attracted like a moth to the light, but you cannot be there. Now an RP used on the PA, and Yuma comes in as well. Man, Heroic are moving these cores around.
Are we watching a Jenkins stream when they're just tossing people back and skewering them back? Is this what Heroic were going for? Either way, what they were going for, it's working out, right? Because they got 2 Wisdom runes. They are slowing down BZM. This last big Earth Sprint really isn't working out. He's having a tough time.
Please don't say you're calling Heroic heraldic.
How?
Radiant's bottom
Right
tower
one?
is under attack.
He's gonna Gets around it. Does have Dyrachyo to help him, so I don't think this dive is going to be working out, at least not until the Phoenix gets here.
Yeah, no RP as well on Whisper, but he'll have some damage to throw at Dyrachyo. Meanwhile, Whitemon, he has his Black Grimoire, so the books are still in his neutral slot. Last time we did see him use it just before to hit the level 6 and drop the golem on top of his opponents.
I think if they got the Wisdom Rune, at least one, the team would have already taken the Grimoire to have the minute 7, minute 8, level 6. Right now, I'm not sure if with the 3 kills he'd be able to get his level 6.
Such a rare game from Whitemon not to have level 6 already. That's what we're used to.
Overall, despite all of the pressure and all of the plays that Heroic went for, they're still not that far ahead. The PA is farming quite nicely towards the Battle Fury, hasn't been slowed down in any way, and that is the main thing that the Tundra needs, a very fast Battle Fury on the PA. Good camp blocks. They want to slow down this Beastmaster as much as possible. He is going for the helm this game.
It's going to be a phase of the game where it's going to be Tundra dishing out insane amounts of damage when you have a PA who already hits really hard, you have Fatal Bonds, you have Magnetize. People can just start dying without any possible reason as they found themselves Soxa's Riki, Heroic fighting back.
He's only level 3. He's definitely not doing well on this Riki, and they're going to be opening up this map. The Beastmaster would want to farm the Ancients. The PA, once she gets the Battle Fury, wants to farm the Ancients. Tiny is going to have a clear path to invade those from the top lane. This is actually quite huge for Heroic.
Bit of a pickle here for Tundra, sure, because they have timings to hit. You can see that the Domi helmet slowed up quite a lot on this Beastmaster. They are all sub 4K from the first 10 minutes. Now BZM, this game's just not getting any easier. He's got another roll in 6 seconds, but I don't think he has the luxury for it unless he has the wand and the Fairy Fire burns, and now he gets the distance. So it is just enough. And Whitemon and Soxa there to help him out.
Tiny really wants this rune, but he's not getting it.
Yeah, BZM was about to get there first, but the toss from Analog, and BZM is again in the front line of fire. They don't get the bonds out onto Heroic. King Jungle's the one to drop BZM living, thanks to the heal from Whitemon.
Beastmaster is rotating. There's going to be a roar in this fight soon.
Schofield catches Soxa, but he's like, oh damn, I better turn around from here. 33 shows up and to call that fight over. Heroic still in front though.
Dyrachyo was a little bit afraid there on the bottom lane, but when he saw people, he got himself back into the lane. Also, guys, for those of you maybe who were already here for the last Dacha, come back to Belgrade, Serbia! Exclamation mark ticket in the chat to secure yours so that we can see you in the arena from the 31st of January to, of course, the 2nd of February when we crown our champions.
Only a couple days away till we're reaching the main event of this tournament. We've already passed through the Swiss stage, the first 4 days of action, today being the first playoff day. And a ton of more Dota coming up today is 2 more best of 3s to be played after Tundra and Heroic. Still some pretty sizable series. And the day ends with Falcon's Liquid, which is an absolute barn burner.
For sure.
But here with Tundra already leading the series, they would like to close this one out, but I just love the spark of life Heroic has. They definitely increased their tempo in the laning stage, shutting down Tundra a little bit too, because they know there are weaknesses. You mentioned the Battle Fury for the PA and the Beastmaster itemization, so something has definitely hurt them a lot, that they're not getting to them freely. Yeah. They have been challenged.
They've really been challenged. The Beastmaster hates losing his tier 1 tower. You just want to, especially when you're going for the Helm of the Dominator, right? With this build, you want to be the one taking the enemy tower. It just becomes so much harder when you have no access point to the top lane. And this is all before the Blink Dagger of the Tiny. With the next Shadow Shaman Awards and the Tiny Blink.
Oh, that's a risky jump. Has the tricks to the trade at least. But very scary. But the man is calm on the camera. He's like, I did not make a mistake. I knew exactly what I'm doing.
He's gonna be like pilots, right? That he's calm while in the cockpit, but then in the night when he's sleeping, he's just gonna be twitching all the time.
Radiant are scanning.
And now we're doing some smoke farming. the Dying Light on King Jungles and the toss crash landing from Analog.
They get themselves the blink on the Tiny, and they're still smoked up, so they want to utilize this to the full extent. They've got both the blink on the Magnus and on the Tiny, while their mid lane tower is still alive. Everything that could have gone right for Heroic in this game did. This is everything perfect for them. Now they just need to make use of these blink daggers, and they're going to be in a position to completely overtake the game.
A lot of objectives to grab. Tundra hasn't taken a tier 1 tower yet. First 13 minutes. It's Heroic. Go on the hunt. Hope to find somebody at the 14-minute Wisdom Rune. Approaching from the north side. Dire Scan finds nothing, but Heroic is here. Haste. He finds a target. Quick reaction and catches BZM. Egg even placed down to ensure that there's going to be no response from Tundra, but he's able to roll away from the Egg explosion. The Wisdom Rune is coming in right now. That's going to be taken by Saksa and 33 Saksa on the other side of the map, able to steal it from Heroic. So their plan backfires completely, and now they're TPing in to realize, oh, there's nothing here.
Tundra, they recognized this perfectly. They again just anticipated the play of Heroic. They probably knew that the Tiny was close to the blink, but they're still gonna get a kill. Rachio.
Something. Now BCM rolling back in. Whisper sets up for the RP. They've already been hit by the Magnetize, and the Ricky chasing. They know there's gonna be a lot of damage coming in on them, and Whisper gonna die to this Magnetize by the looks of it. An attempt on a TP, not gonna work. The roar comes out. They're not done. They are taking 2, maybe even more. King Jungles trying to run away from Duraccio. He sees where the Phoenix goes.
He needs the dagger.
2 seconds for the Fire Spirits, and he doesn't have the attack speed anymore. He needs to close it out now. Oh, there we go. Slice down the Phoenix. King Jungles and Schofield both down. 4 heroes lost on the side of Heroic and Tundra. What a successful minute for them.
Unreal. They get both of the Wisdom Runes, and then what happened there is they barely save BZM's life. He rolls away, TP's out. He knows that he wants to re-engage. He knows that there's gonna be a chase. The Rachio joins in just before he gets his Battle Fury, and it was a perfect timing for Tundra to get this fight going their way. 4 heroes down. The entirety of the early game lead gone, and now with the Battle Fury of the PA, the real farm has just started.
Closing in the gap of that, getting to the item, now having it, and maybe a bit of a burst of gold on top of it. Tundra got to feel really happy about that last minute.
At least Heroic are going to be going for this mid lane tower. They didn't use their last Serpent Wards to push it, but they're still going to have the ability to take it down. And this is the advantage that they have, is all 3 tier 1s have been taken by them. Ooh, Saksa was
Very
so close.
Caught by that dust. And now Yuma's like, oh, there's a Ricky right under me. Well, don't mind if I do. Off the call. Oh. Only wasn't going to be enough. He still had a Healing Lotus, but valiant effort, nevertheless.
He knew that he was going to shove out the wave anyway, so just if he gets the Ricky, it's a nice bonus, but he doesn't get it in the end. But what you guys get is awesome Dota here at the FISSURE Playground 1. So if you want to follow us, !F for all of our socials. Of course, if you're on Twitch, make sure to follow there, and if you're on YouTube, subscribe, as they will catch the Beastmaster.
That's going to be 33 by the looks of it going down. He's got no way out of this one. He will try to fight back at least with the roar, but this is not the drums of Slum. And another target found. BZM going to get caught by Schofield. Where's the backup? Can they get there in time? Yep, there's a flying Yuma. The Flying Dutchman in this case shows up out of nowhere.
Right in front of the road.
We'll take him down, but the wards are just a little bit too far away to hit Roshan. They're trying to min-max this one. The wards are not going to hit from outside of the pit.
Yeah, it's going to take a little bit longer because those wards are not there, but either way, the Rosh should be going down. It's very unlikely that they can do anything. And look at Ricky, who knows that they're doing Rosh, is just waiting for
Yeah, almost on point. So many of them flying about. He sees one coming in, but at the same time, they have a sentry right next to that ward, so they're sending those couriers elsewhere too. Though, H is picked up by Yuma, has the Ags as well on this gyrocopter, so he packs a punch. Now, what's the most important thing here, Harry, for Heroic with his Aegis?
So, There are a lot
more
of
kills.
So it's mostly kills. You have really good catch. Sure, Serpent Wards are nice, but I think Serpent Wards, the way that you want to use them is just to force out rotations on Tundra and then split the map yet again. Your heroes are very good at isolating the enemies and taking them down. You're still not at that spot where the gyro is fine with just standing in front and not being afraid of anything. The burst damage on Tundra is still quite scary, so you're better off just going for pickoffs.
See if there's going to be any targets walking into them. They see Soxa down the mid lane. Bottom has been completely pushed in by Tundra all the way to the tier 2 tower. They're drawing in the lines and the circles into that area. I think there's activity here. Schofield is
He'll be under vision.
Yeah, he's going under vision here, but that's just a Whitemon Warlock around there, so...
Yeah,
I believe this is where they either deward that cliff or just suspect that they're under vision and they'll move away. There we go. King Jungles gets the deward, and now to find some targets.
Yeah, there's no way you don't check that, considering that you were taking the Roche, so the enemies were definitely on the other side of the map. You are aware that there has to be vision. That is the most common spot, and that is a spot that you have to cover. The other ones, sure, if there's a random ward somewhere in there, it's going to give info to the enemy team, but it's not going to be as effective in something as big as a team fight.
Sox is scouting out mid lane. Bit of info, but now there's a mass of heroes coming through the portal in top that they can push all the way through. Meanwhile, 33. Soxa need to smoke. All they need is this is just another episode of InfoWars.
They're not going to be finding anybody here in the bottom lane, and there is a ward for Heroic. They're expecting Tundra to want to play towards the bottom side of the map because that's where they took a tier 1. So they'll have that ward. If the sentry isn't placed, this could be where Tundra lose a lot of heroes, and they don't have a sentry with them. Oh, he's stealing the Tormentor.
All right. I think that's a really smart move here.
What a guy.
With the Zoo, with the damage, with the regen, everything that they have in their hands. Soxa doesn't want to die for it. 68 HP remains. He gets a shard for his efforts.
Minus armor.
And then Tundra also taking the second Tormentor. Might have to give this one away. Yuma's almost there for the steal. Duracio's got no jump. He has to bump his BKB to get away. And still might not get away. Like damage. Analog is there as well. The toss is not enough. And now they get to turn the fight around onto this Tiny, and Tiny's dropping low. Tundra will score this kill, and only Soxa will be lost. And that, what a roll. Double tip going straight towards Analog. It was greedy, it was optimistic, it was ambitious, it was all of those things. King Jungle's down to Duracio. Nice kick from BCM, brings him closer. It was the right move to do, but it just doesn't pay off. Yuma is going to get at least one of the wisdom moves at 21 minutes, but he can't get out. Got no movement speed whatsoever. Whisper's waiting for them to stack. Look at the backline. They are very low. They're very low in HP. Whisper brings them in. Almost dies to the blade mail. Finishes off BZM. Duracio takes down Whisper, and there's a rocket flying in. 33 and Whitemon is going to heal him. He's going for the TP out, but the Golem's going to be there to cancel it. Yuma, Flak Cannon flying about, Soxa joining in, and Tundra will get all of these kills. They got themselves a successful defense. They got the most important heroes out of the way, and they punish Heroic heavily.
Heroic, man, are crazy. They got the 9-second BKB of Duracio. They could have just said, yeah, nice BKB, you just bought it, you don't have it reset. And for the next minute and a half, could have been gods on the map, but they decide, no, we want to kill him. They commit so much, putting the Tiny behind tier 3s and opening up this possibility for endless kiting. In that fight, you used the egg, you used the RP, and you still lost everybody with Duracio now at the top of the network chart. And we talked about it, Panda. Yep. What's gonna happen in a PA versus a gyro matchup? At some point, the PA takes over.
It feels very early to say that too, because for the gyrocopter, usually now is the time you're power spiking. For the PA to already feel that strength ahead of net worth and feeling the damage output, I'm getting a bit worried here for Heroic as well. How far does this lineup go? Of course, RP is still considered one of the best late game abilities in the game, but you can't put everything on Whisper.
Yeah, he's immediately going for an MKB on the gyro. He understands that this is going to be his timing. You cannot allow the PA to get to a point where he has like a satanic and the basher and can do whatever the hell he wants. So you want to get an MKB, you're buffed up by the Magnus, you're going to wait for that RP on the PA and just kill her. So
yeah.
At least I like the item choices and the ideas of how Heroic thinks that this game should be played.
Radiant are scanning.
Consider the amount of BKB carriers as well for Heroic. Earth Spirit late game with that 25 Magnetize being undispellable is also something to look forward to, because he's already picked up the increased damage and duration Magnetize talent at level 15. So this hero keeps on getting bigger and bigger as time goes by.
Speaking of getting bigger, 33 is also solidly farmed. I mean, there's not a core in the game who's really super far behind. Obviously, the Tiny would want to get more, but considering that you don't really have good supports to bring down,
yeah.
I think he's generally having a decent game.
He's doing his part.
Yep.
I'm doing my part.
That smoke, very good positioning from Heroic. This time around, they're going to be the ones who read the situation. Scan connects, that's a bit too deep.
Pops Yuma's smoke.
Golem in 5.
And now they're going to jump him right away. No mercy for this gyrocopter. Down a half, down to 800. Gone. Ratio will take him out. King Jungle's on the high ground position, has to back away, and he will lose the gem to Tundra. 2 rapid kills coming in from Tundra, and they spotted Analog as well. And here's Warlock coming in from the outside. It's the supports that are going to be bullying the mid-tiny. Forces BKB. Level 10 Warlock. A level 10 Ricky.
He can't do it.
This is just all the supports. Oh, Whitebon and Sox are the dynamic duo. They're making Analog's life a living hell.
Yeah, but then there's some other people that are gonna make it a little bit better by taking his life away. What a grab coming out from the Thunder supports. They didn't need to use the Golem in the previous fight to secure the gyro, and now they just saved it to get an extra core kill.
Tundra looking so good here, and Heroic running out of tools by the looks of it. That fight it wasn't even a fight for Heroic.
Not really.
They were not ready for it at all.
Yeah, the thing is with these lineups where you want to play around the gyro with an egg and with the Magnus RP, the gyro needs to be the ultimate hero.
Just gets the grabbing on 33. Good RP with the egg. Nice team fight combo out there. BCS able to roll out, but they're not dying just quite yet. Just a little bit more needed. Yuma will get the double kill for himself. Well, what is PA? What is Whitebon up to? PA gonna get hexed up under the tower. Has to fight versus Schofield. Shackled up. BZM right next to him. Magnetize is doing work in the back. They will lose the shaman. Deraccio decides to go in. He's just gonna go BK.
Magnetize is gonna kill Yuma.
He does not have a chance to go home. Yuma's dead. Deraccio as well to Analog.
Way too late.
A little bit too late on that teleport with the BKB usage, but I think it's a moment of like, hey, I tried.
Yeah, he really did. He needed that crit hit to make sure that the Magnetize plus the Fatal Bonds are going to be killing the gyro, so that's why he went for it.
4.5k Earth Spirit damage.
Yeah, I mean, this is what happens with the... And also 2.2 from the Fatal Bonds, that is pretty much Magnetize as well. It's the Earth Spirit doing that damage.
Yeah.
Bit of an unnecessary play, but overall we're back to it. The gyro needs to be unkillable, and in this game I just don't see it happening unless you have a gyro that can stand his ground and make sure that he doesn't die from 100 to 0, that there's gonna be an egg and an RP around him allows him to stand and fight. If you don't have that, this lineup just doesn't work.
You've got all the setup, you've got all the stuns. He needs to deliver with the damage. Simple as that. Crimson Guard going to be coming up at 33. That's going to take away quite a lot from the flat counter.
That's going to help for sure. You don't to be just using the Pavis and the Glimmer Cape to be closer in the fight. If you're the Warlock, the Crimson Guard will allow you to just stand a little bit closer and always be ready with the Golem. Tundra are, in terms of item choices, 33 teams are always on point. Like, they never make mistakes. Like, even the best teams in the world sometimes make mistakes in those. 33, no, not really.
is absolute A-class.
It's just insane how well he itemizes and how well everybody around him does so as well.
Still, Roshan will drop. The second time this game, an Aegis and a banner secured for Tundra.
And level 20 PA as well, right? So now you're gonna get the plus 20% stifling dagger damage. I actually thought he was gonna go for the Phantom Strike attack speed. Is that a mistake?
That's the common one, right? But this could also be a player preference thing, right?
It's weird, especially when you're doing methodical. Just you want the extra attack speed. Weird. I probably wasn't expecting that. He's approaching the Satanic. That's gonna be quite nice. Maybe the idea is to get the triple strike stifling dagger. So then this.
Yeah, he'll have targets to jump from one to the other, right? I mean, there's BZM doing a lot of kicking. You have a roar target, might not be the one that you're focusing to burst down quickly, so being your methodical to apply those numbers, these attacks required numbers on top of multiple targets. Maybe there's some truth to it.
Yeah, we'll see how it works. Overall, Gyro does have the MKB, so that big item is there. Now Heroic, they have an opportunity. If they see a PA, just throw everything on her and bring her down. Go on.
No, I was just laughing about the clarity and the branch that have been down on the ground. I think Sox has been pinging them like 5 times this game right next to the ward location. And they just stick around there. Nobody's picking them up. They're just lying there down on the ground. Imagine if they gave vision, like items that are dropped down on the ground. Kind of like what the gem used to be at some stage.
Yeah, I'd be okay if it's like an expensive item, not a branch. That would be a bit too much.
OP. Just branches everywhere.
How are they not finding this vision? This is dangerous from Tundra to be staying on top of enemy wards, and they went for a smoke. I'm starting to believe that was under the vision of Heroic.
Well, BZM has the gem, and he's not been moving around in that top half area. There's still a tier 2 in the bottom lane, helped by Heroic. Tundra has all of theirs.
Satanic is done. EA is very hard to bring down. I'm not sure that the MKB is going to be good enough. You have 3k HP. If you don't take her down, you get the Satanic off. Everybody is going to die.
Here we go with the roll. BZM's going to clip himself for some vision for his team. Buster Cluck Hex already used up on Analog, and Duraccio going to get hit by the Jackal, and now pushing him all the way into the base. He still has that Aegis. Schofield already down. The roar comes out on Yuma, but the egg is protecting him. And this is very deep for Tundra. But the egg's gonna explode while the Aegis is down, so PA has a way out of this one. But the rolling coming in from BZM. They want to close out this area. Whisper with a huge RP. Yuma, do you have the damage? Do you have what it takes? Duraccio cleaning up for a double. Looking for even more. Yuma will go down. He's got no buyback. Tundra, clean it up. Taken 4, forcing a buyback off of the Phoenix. And just unlucky with that Aegis going down when the Phoenix egg was already popped. That the egg explodes when Duraccio was already dead.
Duraccio intentionally did it. He just waited. He saw that the egg was used and he jumped forward. So he knew you're dead for 5 seconds. Egg lasts 6. A couple of seconds have passed and everything was fine. But this is what we were talking about. If Gyro is not strong enough to just stand his ground and then you can use the RP around him, it's just not gonna work. And even with an MKB, his damage output is high, not high enough to bring down a 4-man RP and you lose the fight. It kind of means that you're screwed in this game.
Tundra will claim the first lane of Rax down the mid lane.
It'll take some time.
Get the glyph out. They're hoping their gyrocopter comes back alive. 5 seconds. Whisper's trying to get in position, but Duraccio constantly breaking his blink. And they're going to back away from this Tiny so they don't give an opportunity for him to push. Banner will be taken down. The melee Rax will stay. But is it a fake back? Is it a fake back? Because that's what it feels like. Duraccio Sox are ready to jump and Yuma cleans it up. And now they move away.
They don't have the Warlock here, and neither does he have the Golem. That's very smart. So he wanted the mid lane Rax versus a Tiny. That's great, because both the Tiny and the Magnus repositioning tools into the tier 4s is a big deal. This is why taking the mid lane Raxes versus them is so hard. But in the end, the Heroic, they managed to protect it, and we got a community drop. Yuzu Sencha. Oh man, he got a really cool one.
Yeah, congrats.
Can I get one?
That's an Axia of Matira. That's it's going to go your way from the FISSURE community to drop. And if you want to win some drops in the future, all you need to do is write some positive comments, some nice comments about the teams, the players, the talent, whatever comes to mind into chat. Our lovely active moderator team is picking up comments every now and then. You might even get your comment on screen like we had during the Swiss stage. So keep them coming, keep them coming. We really appreciate also your feedback on everything, so please let us know. As the game continues here with Tundra continuing with the push, that's going to be the final Tier 2 tower out of the map here on the heroic side.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Roche will be up in minimum 2.5 minutes, but he just want heroic to overstep one time.
Oh, it's so easy for Tundra to move around. They have the Ricky, they have the PA, both of them for vision, and they're just getting close. If anybody just pokes their nose, it's gonna get cut off instantly. So hard to play the game at the moment, and Tundra aren't even at their strongest. I mean, they still don't have the BKB and the Beast Master. Imagine what's gonna happen.
Huge talent pickup at the level 15 Shadow Shaman. The Hex breaks now, so if PA is caught once, Yuma could see an opening to just tear Dyrachyo apart.
Yeah, but we know who's going to be public enemy number one. It's going to be Schofield, and he has pretty much been that for quite some time.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Still need to kill that PA during that
They
next.
found the Magnus, but they can't quite get to him. Whisper's already at a safe distance. Also has the Lincoln, so he's going to be okay.
Yeah, BKB and the Lincolns, he's fine. PA just getting more and more of these items is going to allow him to just take down a hero from 100 to 0. Now has the Basher Abyssal to be next on the menu, and given a bottle with an AD rune, I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of this damage, and somebody will be.
Heroic taking over the triangle position. The one thing that they can do, try to establish vision, get rid of what Tundra has in that area.
There's the BKB.
And there's a BKB on 33 as well.
They have everything. They have everything they need on Tundra. Tundra is the type of line.
Shiva's timing too.
Exactly. They're the type of guys that might just wait for the next Roche, but I think the difference in strength is so high that they can most definitely go make a play.
He's gonna make an attempt on it.
Good positioning.
Dire scan connects. They know where they are. Schofield's in good position. And this is oh, he caught the shot with the roll. BCM finds him, and that's through the Hex breaks. No Shaman for 50. Analog is in trouble. BCM's going to be forcing them out as well as down the south side of this fight. That's one hero gone again. Even if not dead, not taking part. King Jungle's out. Yuma TPing home. Golem Whitemon says no.
They're so many times stronger, and you got the best possible target. The one that if he's in a good position, you might be able to isolate somebody, but you don't have the strength. You might have the firepower, but you don't have the HP on any of your heroes to just stand in front, especially where Dyrachyo is sporting an AD rune. Yeah, this game and probably this series, they kind of feel over Panda. Heroic, their run through the group stages doesn't matter here. In the upper bracket, Tundra are just gonna smack them down.
The magic that we thought was there for Heroic, based on their performance in the Swiss stage, Tundra, just a whole different level of play coming in from them, and they have shown that Heroic are mere mortals.
Yep, something that in a series versus
even Team Spirit couldn't do.
Team Spirit are playing better in the playoffs, though. I'm not sure that Heroic would beat Team Spirit that we saw today. They were really on fire.
Maybe those 2 days of break
refresher
didn't really do too much good for Heroic here, but they might still have one more fight in them. They're going to respawn. Whisper does get himself a really good RP. Do they have the damage to finish them off, though? They do have quite a lot onto 33. That's going to go also onto the PA. They will take both of them down. So it is not over for Heroic as long as they're still breathing. Saksa, Whitemon struggling to get out. They'll sack the Rinky. Whitemon trying to TP out. No such success. Yuma with a triple. Make it an ultra for him as soon as the Warlock shows up from the invisibility. And BCM locked the roll. Analog jumped right in front of him. They're trying to secure a rampage for this gyro, but I think the timer is about to expire in a matter of seconds, so they better get into Yuma right now. And Schofield will get the kill, and maybe the Rampage timer already ran out, but That all started with one Whisper play on this Magnus, and there's a reason he's hella good on this hero, and never count Heroic out.
Dude, they're not out.
Where it really matters, they step up.
Tundra, the team that is always disciplined, that could have just moved back, got in the ocean, secured that this game is theirs, and now gonna give 5 kills to the enemies, not kill anybody, and also a Roche with a refresher shard. So, no, that's an Aghanim Scepter, sorry. Who did they give it to?
Nevertheless, who gave it to who gave what to who? I will give a sincere apology to Heroic for that moment, as Tundra's been playing so clean in every engagement, every time, every way that they look at this game. So Heroic, well, now you have an opportunity handed out, so you don't squander this this possibility.
And Yuma has the right item build right now. He's gonna have Daedalus, MKB, and the Satanic. So you have tankiness, and you're gonna have insane amounts of damage. Plus, there will be 2 RPs protecting you.
The Rapier is almost done too, right? I mean, he's getting the Daedalus. Yeah, he's got the Daedalus coming in, so no Rapier yet, but he will have it at some point of this game. So this Gyrocopter can become even bigger. But a nice little shock warning there for Tundra. Not to mess around too much, because Whisper Magnus. That's all I have to say.
I mean, that is a pretty painful shock warning, because they were 14,000 gold ahead, and now they're 2k gold behind, right? That is like a 16k gold swing, maybe 17, not sure, but
Pretty sizable too. They don't have buybacks right now, Saksa though. He's scouting them out right now. They see King Jungle's diving in, finding White Mon. They also spot him. He goes for the high ground ward. They know about it now, but the fight's breaking loose at the back. Whisper does get the jump. The PA's melting. Oh my goodness! Heroic will find a way to take them down. They don't have buybacks right now. Such a scary moment here. 33. They're trying to turn things around. BCM's getting torn apart in the middle. Heroic are doing it at the moment. Double kill for Yuma. White on a 30.
no one has the buyback.
Away. Another
No way.
Another ultra. Are you kidding me? Heroic. We've literally cursed that push from Tundra, because it's far from over. This game is officially underway. Heroic, what?
you know, you say far from over. It could have been over if there were no tier 2s. Tundra were crushing this game so much that Heroic, even when wiping them 40 minutes into the game, with 3 heroes that are amazing at pushing, they can't end the game because none of the tier 2s have fallen. But look at where Yuma is. Look at how strong he is, how strong Heroic have gotten in just 3-4 minutes of the game.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Tundra, what have you done?
They've made things interesting. That's what they've done.
They've made their game really hard now.
Yeah, very, very hard. Look at the tree volley from Analog after getting that Aghanim Scepter from Roche.
Radiant's middle tower.
Just an insane amount of damage. Imagine you're a tiny with an Empower, and then you have the tree volley.
They lose PA, and then the fight's just over.
That Magnus needs to die. I'm thinking 33 might be needing to think about a Blink Dagger, but he wants a Blade Mail. Blade Mails actually aren't half bad for Tundra, especially with them having the Fatal Bonds.
Time for the 5 Blade Mail strat, maybe then?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
The 2 is fine, right? I don't think that the Ricky and the...
I want 5.
Sure. The PA Blade Mail.
Radiant's top tower
Not a grief at all.
Never counts Heroic out.
Boy, Saksa is sweating. He's like, what the hell is going on, guys? We were ending the game a second ago. Magnus is now level 25, so that RP is gonna be lasting even longer.
I'm getting some similar vibes from the Yakult brothers versus Team Spirit in the Swiss stage.
Yup.
That was a 6% comeback.
And now Butterfly on the gyro. He just wanted to make himself more tanky. No reason for extra damage. I think they have more than enough, especially with the double RP. They're killing anybody.
One of the best late game heroes in the game. We did talk about that RP. How big it can be, how huge it can be, and Whisper has absolutely proven that and shown that. Mid lane is down. There's a bottom tier 2 tower still up. All of these tier 2s were remaining for
Radiant's top tower
38
has
minutes into this game.
They're letting this one go. The Ricky is cutting waves, but he's not going to be able to do it in time. There's another wave coming, so that's second later Rock's gone. They've equalized it. Of course, still structural damage in favor of Tundra, but the game 100% in favor of Heroic. This is what their lineup needs to do. Fat Gyro in front with an RP to cover for him. If you go for him, they just use RP and he kills all of you. It's very easy to play it when you get to this point.
Sox gotta be careful. There's a Shaman with a gem. Silence though. Gonna be a close call, and the Hex comes out. Schofield's got him.
And here comes the damage dealer.
Has picked up so many kills. These last 2 fights, he's now 13, 5, and 8. Be curious if he was maybe something like 3, 4 kills, maybe 5 kills into this game until these last 2 fights took place.
He didn't have a lot. He definitely wasn't having a game. It was literally Duraccio pops his BKB, jumps in and kills him. That was his game, just being there ready to get slaughtered by the counterpart carry. But yeah, he's back there. They don't have the Aegis any longer, so that has expired. And Tundra, because this, maybe they can try fighting, but you need to farm your buybacks. The BA not even close.
3 to 5 on the buyback status. Heroic looking for the last lane of racks here. Baracchio's just TP back home. Yuma in the front. Black Cannon hits already flying through. 33 and BZM will tank the majority of the first barrage. Tower down to 50%.
Magnus has an A on this. You can't. I'm looking at him. It's very hard to win a fight. You need to kite. You need to poke. You cannot commit. And the thing is, the Tundra's lineup is very good at committing, but BZM is gonna have to do some heavy lifting with it just.
Is he 25? No, he's 22 only.
Close.
And now he's gonna roll in, finds Schofield trying to get the kick out in time, but the toss is there simultaneously. BZM is down, RP comes flying through. Duraccio down to 50%, he's dropping, but he's getting the Tan escaping him alive. Yuma trying to fight him, but then again, but the Gyro wins in the end. The PA gone. Beast coming in with a buyback. And Heroic. They have been injured, but they're not out of this one. More and more buybacks coming in from Tundra. Schofield will be scouted on the high ground. He's trying to get some safe distance. Sox is there to take him down. Yuma versus 4. Whitemon has to keep himself alive with the Ghost Scepter. Otherwise, that Black Cannon was going to kill him.
You need to buy 70 seconds. I don't know how they do this. And still Heroic, they think they might have a buyback.
Not sure if this is the move though from Soxa.
He's baiting.
He's gonna get to the jump onto the Gyro. They kick him away once again. 33, no roar. The birds are flying and the birds are dying. The upheaval. Porridge on the ground. 33 stunned by another rocket. Schofield's gonna be right in front of him with the shackle. Another roll in as well, and they will maybe lose the Shaman here. 33 survives. The roar comes out onto the Magnus. 40 seconds for the PA.
In my book.
Buyback from Whitemon. No buyback for this Shadow Shaman though.
But Gyro is untouchable. You can't do anything to him with these 4 heroes. Without the PA, he cannot die. He's aware of it.
Another roll in. The upheaval's there. Huge amounts of damage, but he does have that satanic pot that regenerates. But maybe they might be able to do it. They're doing it. Maybe going down.
There's the undispellable magnetize. They want to chase for more.
He got 3 levels from this fight on BZM. What the actual?
Yep. And that was at the start. I think he's got even more. He's very close to level 26 as well. Imagine if Tundra win this game, right? I mean, they definitely...
I'm not saying anything more, Harry.
Whisper is doing a maybe next time. Okay, it's not...
I'm not going to jinx anything for either team now. I just want to let them play this one out and see who goes where.
I'll use my power.
Yeah, you use it. You use it well.
Yeah, for evil, of course. The Tundra, now is the time when the Gyro is dead to shove out the way.
Whisper. Have the backup to take him out. BKB teleport away. They don't have a basher with them, unfortunately, on BZM or Soxa.
I really like the item that Soxa is going for, a Halberd versus a Gyro. It is a huge deal. Does he have an SNY?
I don't know, but the Roger's going Roche.
Yep. That's huge. That is a big deal, right? Versus a double RB, you need it. You most definitely need this, and you will be getting plus an Aghanim Scepter. We're gonna see hardcore Ninja PA.
Heroic are not reading this one right now. They don't have their gyro. They don't have their shaman. The only thing that they can do right now is just keep those waves at a reasonable distance. Have to give this one away. Roche number 4. It'll fall. Huge upgrades. It's an Aghanims as well, picked up by the PA, given to 33. So he's got the Drums of Slum. He will stay alive a bit longer with that lifesteal and the damage that he's able to deal with it.
What the hell? I thought we were going to be seeing a PA jumping in and out of the fights, but...
I mean, no one's dying fast enough, right, for him to gain benefit from the instant cast blurs and the spells getting refreshed.
You're right, there's an egg or double egg.
And 33 wants to posture longer, right?
Exactly. I guess you're right. If you can allow 33 to be in a fight deeper and some of the spells to be used on him and he still lives, then it does make sense.
But I will say PA Axe is probably one of the most satisfying items to have when you're playing a PA.
For sure, for sure. For all of those hardcore ninja lovers, for definitely you just want to be refreshing those spells and jumping in. Anytime
you see a Skywrath and you're playing PA, Axe is a must-have.
So,
but we got no Sky here. Instead, I think the Sky might be falling on top of us here with in the studio with Tundra Heroic Game 2, turning it into a real thriller.
Okay, that Magnetize that is undispellable is actually a game-winning talent for Tundra, because it's so hard to play versus it. You have these Aeon, the egg, all these things that naturally will purge it off. Titanic's BKB is just not gonna work. It is gonna hinder your...
Oh, they tried to smoke, but they're gonna get surprised by BCM, and he's already started things off, but oh my goodness, sucks at BCM. Both gone for 120, 33 trying to capitalize on the moment. They got the Shaman out of the way, at least. Nice 33 trying to run away. Duraccio will take down something from the back line. Tiny coming in with a buyback. Yuma is stuck in the upheaval right now. Duraccio's going to start landing some hits, but he's falling low. Whitemod's getting pushed in, and oh, Tundra, you will lose your heroes, and Duraccio knows this is a pretty hopeless situation, but he will try.
Doing his best.
Whatever he can do. Up for Heroic.
No BKB, Tiny's here, it is over.
The celebrations might just start from this moment. Heroic forcing a buyback off Duraccio. One man versus the world, but it's GG. We're going to a game 3, and I can just say, Caps, Washi, Heroic, I owe you an apology. We're going to a game 3.
In what fashion? One move, one aggressive move that was made from Tundra, and it got punished. This team that is known for being very disciplined were undisciplined for a second, because that they are going to be losing the game. They're definitely not feeling well after that one. It was a one. It was a done deal. We already called it, Panda. They were looking towards the last lane of Rax, could have went for Roche, decided to overstay their welcome, and because that Heroic are not going to be dropped to the lower bracket that easily.
99% of the times when you see a game going to that point, it feels so
Tundra Esports turn
The
to ban.
FBG being the FISSURE playground,
Heroics
Yuma
turn
did
to
mention
ban.
that Heroic weren't really prepared for these qualifiers as a team. They also gave, like, I think Analog also mentioned in an interview
10
that
seconds
the
remaining.
team probably didn't feel like they're in the right place right now. But
5
the
seconds
results speak
remaining.
for themselves.
Heroics turn
I mean,
to
lands
ban.
are sometimes a place for
Tundra
rapid
Esports
growth.
turn
I
to
think
ban.
Spirit have shown that in tournaments, like always, that they suddenly just get better throughout the
10
tournament.
Heroics
But
return
I
to
think
ban.
Heroic, they've definitely been growing here as guys, exclamation mark H in the chat for Heroic and T for
10
Tundra.
seconds remaining.
Oh boy, both of these teams deserve a ton of fans. They deserve
5
a
seconds
ton of love.
remaining. Heroics turn to ban.
Couldn't have said it any better
Tundra
myself,
Esports
as
turn
Game
to
3's
ban.
draft is about to begin. As we can see, our first bans are already out there. You are pretty much
10
targeting
seconds
everything
remaining.
except the Magnus, now finding an addition in the first phase bans by
5
Heroic
seconds
themselves,
remaining.
not allowing Tundra to get their hands on it.
Yeah, it's not gonna be going through. And Tundra, I know they can play it as well, but it's not really their style, right? It's the Bristleback, it's the Beastmasters. They could ban one or the other and pick the other one. We'll see if that's something that's really on their mind. But the Bristleback was let through, so Tundra, they won game 1 quite easily with it. No reason not to try to go for it again.
Yeah, I like that perspective, right? Because this Bristleback has been heavily
Tundra
contested by a
Esports
lot of
turn
teams. So it's like, do we want to pick it up
turn to
ourselves and maybe take it away from our opponents? Because with that Magnus, it changes things quite a lot. But Tundra will at least remove the Bloodseeker to allow this Bristleback to have a bit of an easier time underside. But what is Heroic's first pick going to be? Are we going to the
10
Phoenix? Are we
seconds
going for the
remaining.
Clockwork?
Phoenix, Clockwork, Lich. If you were
5
going for
seconds
supports,
remaining.
that is what I would like to see. I'd really like to see a Clockwork. I think one of the
Tundra
reasoning that they just
Esports
haven't been
turn
looking
to
that great,
Phantom
but they'll go PA. Yeah,
Straight
no
up.
supports.
Straight up break in the shard for this PA versus the Bristle. I like the idea. How does that lane matchup go, though? Because I feel like PA is strong at level 1
Tundra
versus the Bristle,
Esports turn
and then
to
maybe at
ban.
level 3 it starts
Heroics
to
turn
tip the
to
balance a
ban.
bit. But maybe more down to the supports instead of just these two heroes against each other.
It is down to the supports, but if these two are in the lane, which is very likely considering the 33 loves his Bristleback, it is a spamming lane, right? Everybody gets a wand and they're like, I spam dagger, you spam quills. I spam
10
dagger, you spam
seconds
quills,
remaining.
and that's how the lane goes. If somebody oversteps, they can die, or if the
5
PA
seconds
oversteps, she
remaining.
can die. But overall, it is a farm lane.
All right.
Heroics
Well,
turn
let's see
to
what the
pick.
support choices are going to be, because Lich has been left open. Phoenix removed by Tundra. And they're suspecting the Lifestealer from Duraccio. So reading, 33 is probably going to be the Bristle guy. I mean, Duraccio has played the Bristleback in this qualifier, meaning that 33,
10
Lycan,
seconds
Visage, still in the pool. One thing I really like and hate at the same time
5
about Visage
seconds
versus
remaining.
PA is, one, you get a lot of soul
Tundra
assumption
Esports
burns on a
turn
hero with
to
low
pick.
HP. Secondly, you have no armor pretty much in the lane, which makes it kind of good for the PA too.
So Lich PA, I'm surprised they banned out the Phoenix on Tundra and let the Lich go. Phoenix would be like a perfect one versus these two.
10
So
seconds remaining.
what do you want to get?
5
The Bat Rider in the pool,
remaining.
that could be a good one for sure to have a bat. It is right up their alley.
Esports turn to pick.
I'll go Clockwork first. They've been playing it mostly on white. On
Soxa
Soxa?
has been playing. Whitemon hasn't played Clock at all.
Okay.
But if Whitemon were to play the Clockwork, then it would have room
10
for a potential
seconds
Bat Rider for
remaining.
Soxa. That, do you like Clock and Bat together?
Five
I like them
seconds
together for
remaining.
sure.
So they
right?
could do that adjustment, sure.
If they want to go that route, they're both decent versus the Lich, versus the PA as well in the lane. I don't think necessarily that. I mean, you asked me how is the PA versus Bristleback lane go? Well,
Heroics
if the
turn
PA
to
has
pick.
the Lich and the Bristleback has Clock, which is going to be the case, the PA isn't going to be pressured that much. I mean, she can just leave the cogs every single time.
But I'm seeing this Chen also arise if the team has the right player for it versus the PA. So I think this is a pretty good pickup here for Tundra.
For sure.
The creeps that you can bring up and grab for your team, very handy in terms of how the bristleback acts in the game. You get cooldown reduction creeps when you have access to ancients with this hero. We talked about the accuracy versus evasion heroes or evasion items.
I'd really like a Dawn here for Heroic, because shoving out the waves could become an issue at some point. And Tundra are gonna want to play together around the Chen quite a lot, so that does give an opening for a Dawnbreaker to, of course, turn around the fights, but also control the creep waves. And it is a heroic hero, so I would definitely like to see it. And they keep banning this Nyx, so I keep expecting them to get a Dawnbreaker.
Noxa does like his Nyx Assassin, but it definitely links to the Dawnbreaker.
Have they played it in this tournament so far? No.
On Soxa?
No, the Dawnbreaker on Heroic.
No.
No. But it is a big Whisper hero. I know that he does play a decent amount of Dawn in pubs.
Keep going back to the point of if Tundra Primal Beast for BZM at some point, Heroic has to keep in mind that that hero could just take over the early game, could ruin PA's lane completely with an early rotation.
At the moment, it's a good Primal Beast game, but it depends on what Heroic are going to be getting. This Clockwork could have been a deny pick just to make sure that...
Yeah, exactly. That being my point, that they need to watch out for it. But Heroic Timbersaw, that's definitely a Whisper hero. But it's also an analog hero, so you have a 2-3 flex with this one. So maybe now just get a support here for Schofield.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, against these heroes, I'd kind of like to see the Willow.
5
Willow is good.
remaining.
It's definitely not half bad.
But they kind of lack on the stun department. Maybe the Shaman's a better option instead.
Shaman versus a Chen, you don't necessarily want to go that route. So I'd rather he play a Willow or a Muerta. Okay, he does go Shaman.
If he goes Shaman, now that looks like maybe 33 could play Lycan and put Duraccio playing the Bristleback.
I like that. I really like that.
Lycan is so good versus both of these two. I'd be scared if they pick it up here.
Esports turn to back.
Poker comes in first. Okay,
that's good. Tornado is solid too. Just after the foul play, kill the Shadow Shaman. This Shadow Shaman, in my mind, has to be playing in a way you see a Chen pushing one side of the map, you go to the other. You make sure that you force out some rotations so that then you can go for catching of these heroes. Because if Tundra are together, which they definitely want to be, this Shadow Shaman can turn out to be useless. There is a way to play. There is a way to implement them into the game quite nicely. But I've seen in games like this, a Shadow Shaman or a Line, these type of pick-off heroes just fall flat.
5 seconds remaining.
Conversation going on with what does Heroic pretty much end this draft with, while banning out potential Duraccio heroes. There goes the Weaver, which Duraccio hasn't been playing of late. We're sure he can do it, but just hasn't lately been playing the hero.
Interesting that they banned it. When you have a Shadow Shaman, the Weaver is generally not a problem. TA is another hero that I could see Tundra going for.
Maybe if we end up having something like a Faceless Void, but at least our tickets aren't in the void. Exclamation mark tickets. If you still haven't picked up yours for this weekend's event here at Belgrade, Serbia for the $1 million prize pool.
They did get rid of the TA, so that's a bit of a bummer. Tiny's in the pool, so that could be a good one. You have Penitence and you have the Alacrity to increase your attack speed, so it's not half bad. Plus the supports are very, very squishy. I'd like a Tiny for Duraccio. I know that he does play it.
Is there a hero they could consider as a 1-3 flex so that they can 23rd either their safe or offlaner, swap it with a Bristleback after they see Heroics 24?
A Lycan, I mean,
So Lycan you could do 1 and 3, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I was thinking about earlier before the Invoker came out. I still think they could do.
Yeah, for sure. It is...
Is there any other?
Tundra Esports.
No, there isn't the
turn
flags,
to
but you
base.
could get like a Beastmaster if you really want to put the Bristol back on 1.
What about Razor?
It's generally an okay hero versus the PA, but can go either way, right? And I look at the Timber saw, it's a solid amount of burst, so no. And there's the beat, so they do go for it.
Okay.
So it is going to be a carry Bristle.
Carry Bristle. Now to release the Timber Saw. Does Heroic feel like putting it versus the Invoker
10 seconds
versus
remaining.
the Bristleback?
No.
Yeah, the puck got banned.
So
5
maybe Earth
seconds
Spirit for
remaining.
analog. If he
Give me Pudge.
yeah, that's very unlikely to happen, but I'd be down with an Earth Spirit here.
Analog's been playing a bit of Lycan too. Got 3 games on the hero in the last couple of weeks.
It's annoying to play it versus a Clock and a Beastmaster, right? There is a good chance you just get demolished.
But you could wolf bite the PA.
Yeah, I mean, that's
I feel like you have good synergy with the hero still.
There's your-
All right,
You may now
let's go with the Earth
select
Spirit
your
then. So,
heroes.
so no shenanigans in terms of that. Game 3 drafts on board. Both teams know what's at stake. It is the ticket to the upper brackets next stage. Play versus Team Spirit. Not going to get any easier with that's how tournaments work. Lower bracket, a whole different story. I think Parivision is the one that sets up against the one who loses this one. But with our drafts, Harry, who do you favor?
Oh, out of all the 3 games that we have cast, I mean drafts that we have looked, I think Heroic got themselves the best one right now. It's not necessarily easy
10
to
seconds
play,
remaining.
but I think it's all signature heroes for them. So I
5
might be
seconds
here in the
remaining.
3rd series changing my mind and actually going for Heroic.
Okay, all right. I am picking up some vibes as well towards the Heroic direction. Maybe not really related to the apology I had from game number 2, but I just feel like Heroic has finally picked up the speed. So you're saying Heroic,
Yep, I'm saying Heroic.
chat's saying Heroic. I think we're all unanimous on this one. I'm going to go Heroic as well. So it's going to be a tight race to the finish line. Can Tundra pull off the comeback into the series, prevent the reverse sweep from happening? Is pretty much what they're worried about. Not what they're thinking exactly, but it could happen. Heroic probably feels the momentum again. Winning a game like that truly must feel good.
Yeah, for sure. But this is a classic Tundra lineup, right? They shouldn't be written off that easily. Because if you look at it, Bristleback, Beastmaster, and then you have an Invoker that is just going to be running around between the lanes. I think this is Tundra 101 at the moment. With
Right.
this lineup, this is how they like to play Dota. Maybe something different would be a Saksa on something a bit more greedy. Like Clockwork isn't really in his alley. He likes your Batriders, Ricky in the last game, something along those lines. But overall, I think this is a very good lineup for them. I just think that Heroic finally mustered a really good lineup for themselves that can work
Prepare
out.
for battle.
Well, nevertheless, whatever happens, it's going to be a banger of a game. I'm pretty sure about that because Game 2 was already hype as it was. Game 1 was crazy in the sense of what we saw. So we'll let Game 3 just be as good as what we have seen so far. So just moments away from our versus screen, sending it over to the game. Heroic versus Tundra. Last face-off against each other's.
Heroic are already smoked, right? They want to continue the momentum of the previous game. That's actually quite smart. If you can get a kill now, if you can stick it to Tundra, make them doubt themselves, that'd be really good. Unfortunately, probably not gonna happen, but good wards were placed. Okay, this is the Heroic I like. Unexpected wards being placed, one on the bottom, one there at the high ground in the mid lane, and Tundra go for a late smoke. Were they under vision for that?
Been on the edge of it, but they're definitely pinging a bit, and now they know for sure what is up. They might have actually even given away their ward position on the cliff.
And I don't think so. Right? You might check, but generally you do expect somebody there on the high ground.
So we're
to
gonna
make
go
a
for the
smoke.
charge in here. Saksa rolling back and forth. 33 coming in with Whitemon. Chasing Yuma and King Jungles away, but Heroic will still get 3 out of the 4 bounty runes. They would have gotten the 4th as well without this invasion from Tundra.
They're gonna annoy Saksa a bit, give him a couple of stick charges, but King Jungle should get away from this one.
Yeah, you don't want to overstay your welcome, right?
He's fine. But he gets caught in the cogs, and that can be very dangerous for his health.
I mean, he's got to really watch out for these cog burns, right? Because there's not a whole lot of mana Lich has to go with in the laning stage. You got to save all of your mangoes in your shop for this guy.
Well, he's banging on the fact that he's going to be killing enemy heroes. I'm very unlikely. The P and the Lich are annoying, but getting kills is kind of rough, especially when there's already like a stick on one hero and a wand on another one.
But it is a double melee lane down in bottom for the Tundra's side, with the Beastmaster paired up with the Clockwork. Waiting for just that level 2 timing for King Jungles to have the shield up.
I feel like the lanes are going to be really good for Heroic in this game. It's just what it looks like, right? The Beastmaster isn't really going to be able to pressure the PA. The Bristlebacks sometimes can suffer versus a Timber Saw. It is going to be supports that decide that one. Chen is one who can maybe secure that lane for you, but generally I don't think you're pushing out the Timber Saw. And obviously, I mean, we've seen multiple times Inert Spirit completely demolish the Invoker. There's no surprise to that fact now.
I do like the idea of having this Timber Saw versus the Bristleback, right? Because Bristle has been I feel like in so many games already difficult to address. See, he seems like this kind of semi-greedy hero who then becomes an unstoppable force pretty early on into the game. So you get some carry vibes, even if it's played from the offlane position, where you're just taking over the area and the space completely.
Tower is under attack.
Timber Saw generally known to be very good versus strength heroes in general in terms of the burst potential.
Yeah, he's good versus the Bristleback. Sometimes you just make a mistake with the Bristle and he takes you down with the second Whirling Death. So that is what you're going to be gunning for. Saksa going to be gunning for getting close to heroes, but no, he does catch King Jungles.
A couple hits being traded here. Meanwhile, the Shackles and Whisper with a chain, but you got to be careful with your extensions, but that's exactly the case with the Whirling Death. Whisper getting the big burst in, and Schofield to secure the kill.
Huge start for them. Whisper continuing to do well from the previous game. I mean, he's now probably on his best hero, or at least hero that he's most well known on.
Yeah, there was a stat not too long ago from the last 7 matches that he's played. He's won every single one of them.
It's huge, really. He might need to leave this lane, maybe even die. Duracho not really gonna be diving. He's not gonna be doing the same as BZM as he was hugging those tier 2 towers in the previous game from minute 5.
Everybody is enjoying their CS this time around. Analog trying to dodge the EMP, but I think he still had his mana completely burned, so he's not able to kick BZM.
He already used this kick.
Oh yeah, so he used it, alright.
Yeah, so he was like, okay, I'm losing all of my mana, just use the spells and smack the Invoker a little bit. And we know as the lane progresses, it's going to be getting better and better for the Invoker.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Bunch of trading going back and forth. There is a bit of a courier mishap there for Schofield, as it was running along the lane right next to the Bristleback, so Duracho finds an easy courier kill. Yeah,
quite happy that he's going to be getting that one. And those are the boots for Shadow Shaman. That's actually quite huge, not having that for an extra minute. If you're a Shadow Shaman, the hero is quite slow and really does benefit from the extra movement speed.
Absolutely. 33 quite low here. Yuma hoping to find a kill, but exactly like you said, there's going to be a lot of stick charges being shared. A bunch of spells. At least it's not the PA versus the Bristleback, but still there's a ton of spam coming in from Tundra's direction. Saksa gotta be careful here. King Jungle throws in a bit of poke there, and there's nothing left on the Lich, so 33 calculates this kill.
Nice bait coming up from Saksa. He knew that they couldn't take him out, also that it's very hard to commit for him, just because the Beastmaster then starts doing a lot of damage. If he's running you down, it is a big deal. Tundra finally starting to overtake this laning stage. It was looking a little bit scary for them at the start, but yeah, you just have these kind of heroes who really do benefit from the early levels.
2,600 gold on the Beastmaster so far in the first 5 minutes, so he's on par for potential 5K net worth.
I'm really curious to see what he's gonna go for. He hasn't even made a decision. This is not that great of an Aghanims game because there's some burst coming out from Whisper, so I'm guessing maybe it's gonna be a better game for Helm of the Dom, but still no decision has been made by the Beastmaster. It could still be an Aghs.
If he has an excellent lane, you make some quick stacks for him, you get Aghs into blink and go.
Yep.
Should be one way to look at it, but he does love his Helm of the Overlord.
Yeah, especially when, you know, you can get brought down from 100 to 0 without getting anything off. In those circumstances, the Helm is just a better approach.
Yeah, he's the true Zoo master. King Jungle sniping a courier. Usually you see the supports at close to 7 minutes moving around this area, but it was a 6-minute move. Whitemon denying the regen rune away from the Earth Spirit, disallowing him access. And Yuma has moved to help out Whisper. This is what we saw from Heroic in the previous game, sending in their cores to fight early. And Yuma close to getting the kill, and he will get it as well. Eldoraccio getting off another Quill Spray.
It's very, very important for him to get it, right? We always talk about the Battle Fury heroes. You want the early kills. The faster you get the Battle Fury, the faster your timings is going to be there. And for a PA, that's usually her BKB and, of course, the level 18.
So many important timings to play for as a PA, so Yuma has returned back to the lane.
This lane is
very dangerous, so I feel like, yeah, he's just gonna TP to the tier 2, go into the jungle, while Whisper, BZM makes his first rotation to the top lane, and at the same time 33 finishes off the Lich. The help of the clockwork, so 2 kills for Tundra.
Tundra are really ramping up the tempo. This is not looking good for Heroic, right? Because if this continues, they're gonna start mowing down towers, and BZM is already looking for his rotations. They are again doing everything right. Tundra, when they're in the groove, when they're playing Dota that they know, it just looks flawless.
Yuma, he dared to show himself, but 33 has a roar ready. Oh, the creeps giving Yuma the advantage, and oh, he walks into the Saksa clockwork, and 33 is close to getting in, and they don't even need to use the roar for him. He'll use it for the Timber Saw instead to try and go for a bit of a delta split. Saksa on the other side, 33. I don't think he has a way out of this one. Whisper will do more damage when there's more trees around. They don't see where he is. Oh, there's so many heroes around this area, with King Jungles also showing up, so there's only so many escapes remaining. Snowfield is also in trouble. He's trying to TP out, and I think he might be able to. Eldoraccio, even if he landed that right click, it probably wouldn't have killed him.
Yeah, it would have been very, very close, but he calculated it. It wasn't enough. Just lets him go.
BTM just with Invis and TP to top.
Yeah, and Whisper's all alone.
Oh, nice there with the cold snap, preventing that Timber Chain from going off.
Even if he gets it off, he's gone. Tundra are playing a hell of a game. And it's once again the same thing, right? X Factor BCM on the Invoker, and then you have these side lane cores that are just going to be staying there forever, getting their farm.
Yeah.
It's easy to recognize what you need to do if you're Tundra. For Heroic, it's a little bit out there. You need to be moving around a lot with pretty much all 3 of your cores. They're all very mobile.
Do have some timings to hit, and for Analog, that does put a bit of pressure on him to excel with these rotations, but like might even be a bit too late for rotating anywhere. Unique stage pretty much over at this stage. Triple core net worth lead here for Tundra.
By a lot, right?
Yeah, very sizable.
At least 600 gold between the Invoker, who is the 3rd, and the next, which is the PA. And then you look at this Beastmaster, who is ways ahead of everybody else. And he has made the decision to go for an Aghanims after the game is going that well for them, Panda, that he can get away with it. Imagine a Bristleback, who's going to be immortal, and then a Beastmaster, who's going to be immortal as well. You're not going to be able to do anything if you're Heroic.
Yeah. I mean, if you're getting 5,000 gold out of the laning stage, then probably the right course of action. Analog rolling back in, getting the Magnetize off on Saksa. Here comes Yuma. Again, a kill for the PA. Don't keep them afloat.
You need those kills for the P8. The Battle Fury, it needs to come as fast as possible because Tundra, they're going to be coming for you.
Can he steal these?
He doesn't have mana.
He's getting pretty close to it, but yeah. Looks like he's just gonna have to sack his life away by the looks of it. No one's coming to help him out, so Whisper's gonna get him a kill on top of a weakened Ancient stack for him to clean up. Whisper says thank you.
The Raja is a bit overly aggressive for the entirety of this series, but also for the entirety of this series, we have been reminding you guys, and we're gonna do it again. Exclamation mark ticket in the chat while the Invoker gets kicked back. Come and join us in Belgrade, Serbia. BZM, he's gonna try to survive.
He's gonna try and hope to make it to the main stage with exclamation mark ticket into chat. The kick save. Actually, BZM is out. Ooh, slight mistake there. And yeah, this is the place to do the mental gameplay. But Analog, he was smirking a bit there in his camera.
Yeah, after the tips, but he definitely doesn't feel good about that one because we talked about the X Factor BZM. He's the one that's going to be running around the map and making things happen for Tundra. So now you just allowed him to live where he definitely shouldn't have.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Another courier snipe as well from Sox, and Yuma feeling threatened once again. This time it's BZM who's coming around the tornado, nicely catching him. Just need to get a little bit closer for the clocks, the cold snap, and the deafening blast, tickling Yuma's feet. Sox, will he drop the cogs down? They see where he's going. He jumps away once again. Might be able to get out of this one. Meanwhile, Duracio in a bit of a pickle.
He can't move.
Almost finished off Schofield, and he's trying to get a way out of this one, but oh, what a sluggish death. You're in chakrams, you're in serpent wards.
BZM is still chasing. He is under sentry in the vision, so he's gonna get slowed down, but they really wanted this P. I think they got very mad that they got juked out like that.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Heroics showing some spite once again. So Tundra had a great 4 to 8 minutes in the game. Now these last couple of minutes, Heroic has been really amped themselves up. Where's this energy coming from? I still don't understand.
Well, they have heroes that are good at moving around and making plays. So even if things are not going well, you understand that a play can always be made. So there's absolutely no reason to think, oh, what are we gonna do? Well, we're just gonna hex shackle somebody and they're gonna die. You have damage, you have lockdown, everything is on your side. It doesn't matter that you're behind and that Tundra are having a good game.
They still have all of their 3 cores ahead of Heroic for now, but how long will that trend stay as they're invading the jungle here? Jungles and Analog. Just BZM and Soxa. But we won't get a fight between them. Schofield continues to create bigger and bigger stacks here in the triangle. That's all for Mr. PA. So as soon as Yuma's ready, the prize is awaiting for him. Meanwhile, Tundra, I think that, the Axe is ready for the Beastmaster. 13-minute Roshan. It seems like a standard Tundra textbook play, that 13 minutes and 33 has already got Axe and they go straight for Roshan with it.
Exactly. You go for Rosh, you are having a bit of a tough time opening up the mid lane tower, so for this you need a little bit of an advantage, and the Rosh gives you that. Bottom tower is taken, Heroic can't do anything about it. Once you get it, you're just going to be making a very nice line towards that mid lane to open up the map further and make sure that Yuma, even when he gets his Battle Fury, cannot utilize it that well, because his map is going to be much, much smaller.
Still a 3k lead here for Tundra. Money flowing in their favor. See what they can do with this Aegis for the next few minutes. 1 more minute also for nighttime to kick in. There's BZM, gonna get jumped on by Anal. Coming in, he will regenerate just enough to remain alive, but the burst is there, the channel ulti! I was about to say he's keeping him alive, but there's Whisper, and he takes him out.
Whisper
Analog is fighting versus Soxa. Analog could use some help here, but there's no one to turn to. 33 for the double, and Analog, BZM saw exactly what was going down there with that play.
Analog dropped a stone to refresh the magnetize on the clockwork, and then he couldn't kick the clock. going to be going there. That is where they want to be after the Aegis. But they just probably thought, oh, let's find an opening in an Invoker. I really thought they were going to be running towards the bottom lane to try and catch and remove the Aegis from the Beastmaster, but no such luck for Heroic.
Well, Yuma's got his Battle Fury ready now, so time to start cleaning up all these stacks that they have at least remaining. Timber's been cleaning up quite a lot in the process at the same time. So Dyrachyo has got some hostiles around here, not a big amount of mana at least. Here comes Schofield and Whisper. That was a really short Timber chain though, and there's a White Mon backing him up.
Even the Beastmaster is rotating towards the top lane, so they're gonna go for the last tier 1 tower. I mean, no reason not to do so. First Aegis, the Beastmaster is already unkillable with an Aegis. He can do whatever the hell he wants in Heroic. They're not that great when their enemies are together. We already discussed it in the draft. You have to find a way.
Oh, that was a close call there. The cast was going halfway, but Schofield with his quick fingers denies Tundra the opportunity to jump the hero, but at least the tower will be taken. And maybe they got lucky with that, because Heroic might have been bringing even more numbers to defend it if that roar did go through from 33.
Every single lane is being shoved in. Look at Heroic, they're helpless to shove out the waves. How do you even play Dota? This is what we saw Tundra do yesterday versus Gaming Gladiators for that elimination series in the Swiss stage. They're just so good at controlling the lanes, and Heroic, man, they now just need time. Not gonna
Ratio's charging towards Schofield. He's trying to TP out White Mon. Can he get the Centaur close enough? No. We're gonna get the TP cancel. Quick reactions. Schofield has been really awake this game.
It's very hard to play if you are Heroic though. I mean, he can have good reactions and everything can be fine, but the thing is that this Shadow Shaman under these current circumstances just doesn't work as a hero. You need to find a way to maybe drop some Serpent Ward somewhere, force out some TP so that you can catch stragglers on the other side of the map.
Good jump from Saksa, right on top of King Jungles. Might as well. All right, save it for BZM. I mean, I love that Saksa wants to get the kill with the blood grenade. He's not even trying to get close to him.
I don't know if you're noticing just how good the Sunstrikes from BZM are.
He did have Shard. There could have been a moment that he just unleashes hell on top of the Clockwork and Lich gets a kill instead. So I like him zoning himself out from that one a bit. But Schofield getting jumped on by BZM, and the Zoo is on him. The chicken is trying to get out. And the Rocket Flare finishes Schofield's life. That was quite far away as well, so Saksa well ahead in time.
Yeah, I really thought he was going to be getting away there because of the foul play, but Tundra just seemed to be super focused.
Dyrachyo? Hello? Hello?
Very, very focused on diving unnecessarily. What the hell is he doing? You would assume that in the previous game they they learned their lesson, but Dyrachyo says, no, I am the strongest, or at least I feel that way.
I just have like question marks in front of my eyes right now. I was like, what was he? I mean, even our observer was like, there's nothing going on there. I'm like looking at the mini-map like, wait, Dyrachyo, why is he there? Oh, why is now he's dying? Like, okay. Well, you know, these type of things happen.
Yeah.
Just hopefully not too often for Tundra. Tundra fans could be a bit like, is this the carry that we got? But
usually when you click behind the enemy tier 2, 17 minutes into the game, you die, right? Those things do happen. But overall, that is a solid amount of gold that was taken away from Tundra, and some time for Heroic. You really need to be careful, right? Because you are up against the PA. That is not a hero to take lightly.
And most importantly, Timber just finished the BKB thanks to that. So he's also getting up to his itemization. King Jungles struggling with the Chen army. White Mon winning the support battle. That is a roar also used onto the PA Yuma. When he sends up in the air the Tornado, the Sunstrike, and Saksa gets the last take with the battery assault on the cogs. But 2 kills going Tundra's way. Now Dyrachyo flexing a bit once again. This time around maybe in a bit of a safer distance to his enemy.
He's not stopping.
He forced the BKB off of Whisper. The Hex comes out. Schofield's buying him time to get out. And he has a blink of his own too, so see you later.
Dyrachyo definitely, when he can get on top of a hero, the damage output is insane. I mean, that is a very farm 10k net worth Timber Saw that just felt like paper.
Radiant are scanning.
But with the PA dead, Tundra just want to make sure that any attempt on a push is taken away from them. They are scanning triangle. 33 is set for a fantastic game again on this Beastmaster. His net worth is out of this world right now.
Yeah, well, that's why they want to take him out. He does have a blink, but if they get on top of him with the blink hex, it's going to be huge. This is quite good for Heroic. They created that chaos, and now they're trying to use it.
BCM walks in, the smokes are popping. They have no idea what's going on at Schofield. He got the reaction out first. The shackles are there with Whisper, but they don't have enough damage right now. Dyrachyo's in between them. King Jungles is down. Schofield will die. BCM will live. And they even managed to catch Whisper down the low ground with a hook shot from Zoxa. B3 finds exactly where he is. Sunstrike roar and take a third kill and maybe take a bow. He's 13,500 net worth on this beast. We're not even more than 21 minutes into this game.
That was so cool from Heroic, and then it just doesn't work. Randomly, just BZM is running through there. If it was just the Beastmaster, they would take him down from 100 to 0 quite nicely.
From
but the
0 to 0.
Smoke breaks, he uses a tornado. It looked like it was going to connect on 3 heroes. Luckily, Schofield, as you mentioned, he's focused, man. He blinks away from it or forward from it, doesn't get caught by it. But the thing is, at that point, the burst potential is already taken away. There was a shield rune on the Invoker, and it turns into a another disaster for her.
And you can just see it, like the way Schofield is playing. You can sense that he really wants to carry his team to victory. King Jungles unfortunately dies to the Tormentor, but Tormentors, they require a sacrifice every now and then. The shard is then given to the Shaman.
Yeah, both of the supports of Heroic now have their shards, very solid ones. Even the even just using the shackle to shove out the wave a little bit as a Shadow Shaman from afar is a nice thing to have. So we'll see if it does work out. But overall, Heroic, they need the side lane towers to fall. The mid lane is just not the way where
and of course,
they want to play.
Of course, with this Roshan as well, it was a 9-minute respawn timer, so he's already back in his pit. Heroic probably suspecting that if Tundra gets the second Roshan, Schofield gets to jump in first. He gets silenced by the Orchid. But 33 will get the roar up. Can he run this one away? Trying to TP home. 33 will go down. Whitemon then focused by Whisper. And another kill for Heroic. Now onto Dyrachyo. No backup for him. The Invoker might get in position from the north side. But Dyrachyo still holding his ground for now. But they can't get enough damage, can they? Silence is on the backline as well. Schofield down onto Analog. No escape from Dyrachyo's bristleback.
Courier to the rescue. Dyrachyo should have died there, but because the Courier came over, got him the BKB, he turns the fight around. Now they can't stop it.
Couldn't have been a better timing indeed. Now Whisper silenced again by the Orchid from, I believe, Zoxa, carrying that. Silencing that again. Broken Yuma has to jump away. Still chased by these low HP heroes. King Jungles has 1 HP, doesn't get any damage out. And poor Yuma is sent back and forth inside the cogs, like inside the washing machine that Tundra is. And they got everyone.
Dude, you're not getting a better opportunity than that one. You've taken down a hero. You're chasing the Bristleback. He's so low HP. And then the fight just turns. The rest of Tundra come to the rescue. The Courier comes to the rescue. And just your opportunity is taken away. Not only that, in that fight, you lose a 9-second BKB on your PA, and all 5 of your heroes, you don't take anything of value apart from the early that you got. And, well, that's just going to be the second Roche. This time around, Dyrachyo will be the one carrying the Aegis.
This is the one that Heroic didn't want Tundra to get their hands on. Another Aegis, and this time around, it's not the Beast, it's the Bristle that's going to be carrying it. So 33 has done his job for the early game. Now it's up to his carry to end things once and for all.
Good luck killing this Bristle. He's going to be going for an SNY. Already has a Sange, 3,000 HP. He is just not a target any longer. If you can kill him from 100 to 0, sure, but even that is going to be tough. Interesting enough, the PA is not thinking about a shard just yet. I'm guessing after the SNY, that's going to be the way to go. But Yuma is approaching that level 18, so that is a big timing that Heroic can play for.
Link up on Whisper.
Dire are
Delivered
scanning.
by the courier, but Schofield
Radiant's middle tower
not
is under
feeling as
attack.
healthy as 33 is hammering him down with the roar. Doesn't take half a second for 33 to recognize what's up here. And Analog also being pressured by Soxa. Soxa again silencing him up, forcing another BKB charge.
He had an illusion rune. I don't think he necessarily needed to go for the BKB charge, but probably getting spooked there a bit.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Now they're just pressuring everything. This is the thing. The Heroic, they cannot fight in a 5 versus 5. They need to separate them. Under the current circumstances, Panda, I don't see how you do it, right? If they're all pushing top and mid lane, they can connect to each other quite nicely. That's not really the separation you need. You need them on another side of the map when there's nobody to assist.
They just walk past each other. Sox is like, oh, there's a Timber. Oh, wait, where did these guys come from? 10 heal, not quite enough to keep him alive. King Jungles might take some big hits from BCM. Enough for BCM to also kill him. Schofield then targeted by Doratio. This Shaman trying his absolute best to run away, but Bristleback known to be very good versus the cluster Cluck.
They're just making it look easy here on the side of Tundra. So I'm looking at Heroic and thinking maybe if once the PA has her level 18, which gives you that insane amount of burst, you might not need to separate the enemies that much. Speaking of separation,
out onto Analog, and he doesn't have a BKB, but he doesn't even recover from that stun.
Yeah. He dies in the roar. That is the power of the Invoker. Maxed out Tech Sword, of course, because BCM.
Risky move by Whisper. Another BKB charge for leaning 1 or 2 creeps from Chen. Just
Radiant's bottom tower.
Heroic are dropping the ball here quite hard. They are, like, when we saw the Earth Spirit getting jumped the first time in the Radiant jungle, when he said that he could have just gotten away with an illusion rune and he panicked, I'm starting to feel like Heroic's really on edge here.
Yeah, it's normal that the pressure is getting to you, not because you're losing for the first time in the tournament, but more so because Tundra are putting that much pressure on you by just constantly shoving in all the waves. You as a team, you cannot really focus on your spell usage when you're constantly discussing inside of the game who's going to be pushing what wave, where to be careful, how to approach it, where the enemies are at. There's just so much info that you don't have and that you have to discuss that you're unable to focus on the game. I think that's the issue here for Heroic, because as you mentioned, very uncharacteristic mechanical mistakes coming from their side.
That gives a 14k lead for Tundra. Still 1 minute 15 seconds up in the Aegis. Win probability is given an 80 to 20. For Heroic, things are just not going well. They had 1 or 2 good team fights this game, but it's sadly just not enough. BZM with a Sunstrike will get rid of Whisper. This Invoker, by the way, his BZM KDA stats in this game are pretty sick because he's been part of nearly, I would say, over 80% of these kills.
Yep, 21 kills for him.
21 out of 25.
Yep. That is a pretty big chunk. There's the attempt.
All right, they got Soxa, something.
And the shard on Yuma finally have that break. 33 doesn't care.
He does not, but Yuma wants to retaliate and try his best here with a roar on cooldown, but 33 standing his ground, and they do kite Yuma just enough. His BKB is running solo. He has to TP away. He will manage to get out. Analog as well. King Jungles, no. There's only so many prisoners Tundra's gonna let free. King Jungles ain't one.
They just don't have enough damage at the moment. You have your only damage dealer is the PA. The thing with this lineup on the side of Heroic is that they have to live for a very long period of time for them to do damage, both the Earth Spirit and the Timbersaw. And Tundra, even though their lineup isn't like the bursty type, they've gotten to a point where they're so far ahead that they can burst you from 100 to 0, making the Heroic lineup effectively useless at the moment.
Are fortified.
Now it's down to another high ground defense for them, but Tundra positioning here. The Chen army is waiting at the back. We've got all sorts. We've got Alpha Wolves, we've got Centaurs, we have Warpine Raiders, aka Mr. Mustachio. All the goodies. Also the Hadouken creep brought in too. Not really the HP region, but extra magical damage to add to the mix.
Okay, Tundra are not going to be making the same mistake as in the previous game. It would be very surprising if they would, again, overextend. So I'm just expecting them to poke back, and just choke you out the classic Tundra way. It is just the safest way to approach. It might not be the most fun to watch, and definitely not fun for Heroic. But after a loss like that, Tundra are...
they will not repeat the same mistake again. Yeah.
They're going to be very, very careful.
Absolutely.
Like, maybe even more so than what we're used to.
All right, get yourselves in ready for this one. But Heroic don't want to also give that to Tundra. So what kind of openings do they have here? You have all your racks still up. Their tier 3s may be gone from... the tier 3 may be gone from the bottom lane, but there a play Heroic could concoct.
I'm liking the Saganims on the Timbersaw. If he can dodge the Invoker Tornado, you're finally going to have somebody who can stay inside of a fight and live for a very long time. If that's the case, that does give openings for the PA to find the openings to kill some of the bigger heroes, not only the support. So that is the way to go. This is what you need. You need tanky heroes in front so that the PA can carefully choose targets.
Well, the Rachio is already knocking on your doors here as he's working his way through the bottom range racks.
No problem for him at all. He's even thinking going for an MKB. Not 100% necessary. I really love this item build up until now. It's fine if you think that the PA might become a problem, but I'm not sure that's the case.
Whoa, quick now!
Yeah, only now finishing her SNY. I mean, he's a full item behind both the Beastmaster and the Bristleback. That is the current difference in this game.
The net worth lead will continue to increase as this continues. And Roshan, 20 seconds minimum. Harry, our classic Twitch chat can also, and YouTube chat can take part of this as well. Roche time predictions?
Yeah, I've never been wrong in my life. Minute and 21 seconds.
All right, I'm going to say 3 seconds.
Okay, yeah, but I'm always right. I already told you. So,
yeah. And it's going to be 40 seconds, so...
exactly.
bit under a minute. We haven't really had those rapid Roshan spawns.
Not really, yeah.
Like a half a second or something, because it's...
Yeah, no fast Roshes. Not even like the ultra long. They've always been like between 35 and 2.5 minutes, right? Nothing very out of the ordinary, let's say.
That's called the average, Harry.
I'm learning some words with you, Panda. Don't worry about it. Also, Whitemon will be getting a shard, so we are going to be seeing a couple of ancient creeps. We'll see which ones he does prefer. Maybe just go for that one that gives you accuracy once again. The little small dinosaur.
Yeah, the Thunder Hides something.
Rumble Hide.
Rumble Hide.
Yeah, ancient Rumble Hide. I think that's what it's called.
Well, the PA's at least cleaning them up, so making sure Chen doesn't get his hands on the Radiant side ones. Surely, yeah, that accuracy could be handy. Maybe for 33.
Yeah, for people that don't know, the Ancient Rumble Hide gives you an aura for 51% accuracy on your hits, so it really does help versus a PA, not only for a Bristleback, but pretty much for every single one of the units.
High?
I think it's 51, yeah.
All right, I thought it was 15, but yeah, 51 sounds about right. Maybe you can find one for us.
Yeah, the PA just killed one, so I'll be searching for it.
Have to wait and see if we have more of them respawning at some point, but... Behind number, meanwhile, talking about the PA getting jumped up by 33 and the secondary roar, but Earth Spirit trying to save Yuma, and maybe they kill 33! Opening gets out, and an opening has presented itself.
Well, if only you had an Ancient Rumble Hide there so that you're not missing your right clicks. That is the double roar and the Sunstrike, and still not enough. Yuma lives.
Analog God. Like,
yep.
You need plays like this to keep this game going.
For sure. And just pulls him in. Very, very nicely done having that Aghanim shard. Not something that you see too often on an Earth Spirit, but versus a Roar, versus a Clockwork, it actually makes sense. Now they're going to be seeing Whitemon, but the rest are coming as well.
Oh, Schofield so damn fast with his fingers.
I still don't think he's living. BZM. Okay, BZM is far away.
Duracio's coming in though. He finds him now. Lotus comes out, he hexes himself as well, and he's got a longer duration on that. He's going to get silenced as well, but the Orchid, maybe he lives, but around the bristleback, probably not. Meanwhile, Soxa dropping low to Whisper. Whisper will take him down. BKB's already burnt on the side of Tundra. The right side of the fight. TM and Analog, I think they both used their own. Sunstrike landed somewhere, but not sure if it connected onto the Earth Spirit. Whisper's trying to make his way out. He misses it. Run out, but what a TP save. Analog pushed him to safety. Once again, the geomagnetic grip on an ally gets him out of harm's way, and Duratio is getting frustrated here. Can I please just hit somebody? King Jungles, would you allow me to kill you? Analog gets an interruption, and the Aegis is gone. Sunstrike does connect from BZM on King Jungles, and now round number 2. Can they get Duratio here? Hex comes out. Schofield wants to make sure that Duratio has a refresher for another BKB, and they've got to be careful. He goes for the TP out. The Tornado splits them away, and Duratio this time around gets back home safely. And Schofield's buyback did go down there. Yeah,
he should have bought there before the Bristleback came back to life. Then he would have been able to hex him before he gets the refresher, and he would have died. But unfortunately, Schofield was a little bit greedy there, and because of that, you won't be killing the Bristleback. It all started with just 133 mistake.
And Analog again.
Yep.
The geomagnetic grip on an ally first to allow Whisper's TP to go through to get him back to safety. Then he rolls in and catches the Bristleback.
Damage.
Beautiful, beautiful, really, the way that he's playing it. Not something that you see too often, the silence being used defensively, because very rarely you see that shard on an Earth Spirit, but he understands in this game he needs to be pulling people out of bad situations, and this is the way to go. It gives you openings, it gives you ways to force out those BKBs of the enemies and then turn it around. Now the cheese is going to be on the Invoker, but the double roar up in just 10 seconds.
Yeah. This game of Dota has pretty much turned into a game of cat and mouse. Whoever gets the longest chase probably gets the victory in the end. But we've seen that can also be turned around.
We've only taken one range Drax, but the Bristleback is level 25. I mean, despite him losing the Aegis, he's still by far the strongest hero on the map.
They know where they are, and they're going to push them back to base. Duratio already forcing that tier 3 tower, forces the glyph out. The banner will be dropped. They're all alive.
Yes, 500 damage.
Only 2 buybacks, BZM and Whisper.
Hex breaks.
Got themselves a grab on Duratio for a moment. 33 finds Schofield, but there is at least 10 being sent in the air. However, 33 will take Schofield down, and that's a dieback on the Shaman. They know they don't have to worry about him for now. 33 Duratio with their BKBs. Hammer down the tier 3 tower. And the Roche banner still remains.
Yuma without the BKB is useless in these fights. He just cannot commit. BZM will kite him so much, and you might just get silenced by Soxa. He does have a Satanic. That is a big item, but without the BKB...
70 seconds down, yeah.
So hard. You need a great Chain Frost.
Analog is trying to force the attention towards him. He's the one to pop it. The roar comes out. Duratio dropping low, but they will lose Analog. He'll have to buy back. Yuma's got no defensive capability. He's out as well. And maybe now Tundra's done it. Maybe now they have done it. With King Jungles falling. Buyback from Analog. No PA, no Shaman. Maybe Tundra just takes it again, the safe route. Get the Mega Creeps.
Yep. I think they're going to do it. They've learned their lesson the hard way, but the lesson was definitely learned, and this is Tundra at their best, where they're not risking anything.
As a second opportunity presents itself. Tundra getting closer to Soxa. I have no idea what that hook shot was, but it's definitely put on cooldown now. 33.
Zoning Shiva.
In Schofield, once again, Analog trying to do as much work as possible. The cheese is eaten, and this Earth Spirit is falling, and Heroic's hopes, their lower bracket is calling. Whisper still poked in front of the fountain, gets saved by the Shaman, and they managed to get Duratio in the fountain, so good night, Duratio. See you again in 100 seconds. But it is Mega Creeps and the tier 4 still being hit, so even if him dying, giving a bit of a smirk down the camera, they will get the Lotus. Aurora gets bounced back, but Whisper doesn't have the damage alone. He can't do it all by himself. They will lose the Shaman again. And down to 2. PA back in 5 seconds. What do Tundra decide to do? The banner is there. The Frost Shield's keeping the tower alive. They're contemplating, should they back up? If he is jumping in the back, He's trying to make an opening here in the back line. Who is he going on to? Big tornado set up here. Yuma gets the jump on BCM, tries to finish off the Invoker. The roar comes out from 33. And he's got him held in place. BCM makes it out. Whisper down. Whitemon dying to Yuma, but he's focusing everything on a
He's still alive.
He might not even get the Chen.
Hook shot.
As that's the PA gone. And that is Tundra securing the series in the end. Heroic tap out.
Radiant's ancient
Tundra will
is
move on
under
to the
attack.
next round in the upper bracket, but oh boy.
They were a
Tundra
much better team today.
Victory.
I mean, there's no doubt about that. 3 games in a row, they're literally winning them. The only reason they lost the second one is because they themselves went over the aggressor, and Whisper got some amazing RPs off. But in the end, if Tundra played that one carefully, they would have been the victors anyways.